Emma. And as we approach the holiday shopping season, a new survey from Bankrate finds about half of people are planning to start their holiday shopping before the end of October. About 40% of consumers concerned holiday gifts, though, are going to cost a little bit more this year. And then 30% say they expect to actually spend less. All right, we're going to help you out here. Rachel Caballero from TruWest Credit Union joins us this morning to help us just kind of understand why holiday shopping seems to be starting earlier and earlier every year. I feel like when I was growing up, it really didn't start until Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, and that's in the end of November. Now we're talking October, even September.
Yeah, I mean,
crazy.
This year there was Christmas in July, right?
Yeah, that's
so
true.
all the retailers started rolling things out in July.
Yeah.
And I feel like it just gets earlier every year. I think retailers do that to give a bigger spending season.
Oh yeah, a way to get our money. Yeah, absolutely, get us to spend. I mean, do you feel like the Amazon, Prime Day deals have anything to do with that?
I think a little bit. I do think a little bit. I also think that retailers hike their prices up very slowly before it gets to that Black Friday time so that the deals seem better.
Sneaky marketing. Okay, that is a good point to maybe start tracking the prices now. So when you get closer to actually having to buy, you can really see what they're doing. Oh, that's sneaky. Okay, so I also want to ask you about ways that we can stay on budget. I guess the first thing would be to have a budget in place.
100%. Right. Not just a budget, but then you can do micro budgets.
Oh,
so
what do you mean?
A budget specifically for Christmas, where you say, okay, this year I'm going to spend $500 on Christmas. Then you make a list of all the people that you have to spend for. You divide that $500 up into an individual status. And then as you move through shopping, if you spend more on one person, you got to spend a little less on somebody else so that you fit within that budget.
Oh, I feel bad. That's kind of like playing favorites. I always say like everybody gets like the same amount to be spent on, because otherwise then I feel like I cheaped out on somebody.
Yeah, but then you can use some of your talents and maybe make a homemade card or something like that that they'll appreciate even
You
more.
haven't seen my, stick figure, so that'd be more of an insult. No, I also saw on there that we had, just going on some of the lists here, to avoid using the credit cards. Is there any way that you would tell somebody it's okay to use your credit card to shop for the holidays?
I think for me personally, and for those that I coach, if you can't afford to pay it in cash right now, you shouldn't put it on a card, because you don't know if you're going to be able to make the payments later.
Yeah, I mean, and then people sometimes think, well, I'm getting the points for this, and then I can redeem that for later. Is that kind of like a slippery slope?
It is. That's what puts people into debt quite a bit. And so, like I said, if you can't pay cash for it now, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't get into that habit. Because then as you're moving into the beginning of the year, you're starting the year with debt. And a lot of people have financial goals starting at the beginning of the year. And so if you're starting in a negative pattern, it's going to be a little bit tough.
Yeah, you're already starting behind the starting line, right, for what your goals are for the following year. So let's talk about some of those other traps to avoid, because we have done plenty of stories of how popular those buy now, pay later programs are. I mean, they have gone from only a few people using them to lots of people using them. What are your tips for, if you're going to use that, or maybe not to at all?
I would say don't do it. I think a lot of people don't really understand that it is a form of debt. It's like having a credit card without the card. And a lot of places, there are still some free buy now, pay laters, but a lot of places are kind of coming up to terms with the fact that they can charge for it. So either a set fee or a percentage rate, and people get stuck in that trap of debt again, just like credit card spending.
What about the pressure in spending? I mean, or you could be having a bad day or something. I just feel like there's a lot of different reasons why you might end up going off budget here. How can we stay on and maybe avoid like emotional buying if you just have a bad day?
Yeah. So I think that recognizing your triggers, just like any other kind of, addiction or downfall, you recognize the triggers and recognize what puts you into those patterns so that you can try to avoid it, I think is very important.
All right. I mean, this is some good tips, because the holiday shopping, I mean, the holiday decorations are already out at some stores. Rachel and I were just talking about that. That's kind of crazy, but this is a way that we're going to stay on budget. And then when we're talking New Year's resolutions for 2026, we can, get ahead of it.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Rachel. I appreciate it. Some good tips, Jen.